YouTube.
Woo hoo. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. I see the internet.
But can you hear it?
I don't know.
But can you hear it? But can you hear it? Hey, we can hear it. Yep.
Nailed it. We're the best.
Yeah, we do interneting well.
Great.
Bow, bow.
Nice job.
Yeah.
And
Bow,
tweet
bow.
that.
Ah, hey.
Hey, what the?
Nobody else was making any noise.
You're right.
I had to step up.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Doggest. It's the Doggest.
It's the doggest you've ever seen.
Right.
Doggone it. This summer, the BMFcast's about to find out what happens when you stop taking your pills and start taking someone else's pills.
Well, that sounds like it could be fun.
Oh, yeah.
These are my pills. Huh. Where are you, Bill?
Oh, anyways. Oh, yeah, we're online. Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I did that. Hi.
yeah.
You did,
That's
like,
why we were
10 minutes
babbling
ago.
nonsense here.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
reading
man.
things. I was like, oh, what is all this technical stuff here?
I must know the inner workings of Beethoven.
I was quite curious why he appears to be a kaiju on the poster.
He's so big.
Emerging from underneath
He's
the
so
table.
big. That's the plot of the rest of the films. He just keeps getting bigger.
Oh, okay.
Pretty soon.
That's Clifford.
Oh.
Are there no other large dogs?
Nope.
Dogs of unusual size?
Nope. Just Clifford. And then Beethoven.
Yeah.
Cujo's the same size as Clifford.
Yes.
Or Beethoven,
Right.
rather.
Well,
And man's best friend is also
Yeah, I mean they're all Saint Bernard size. I mean,
yes,
I
because
don't know
they're
if they're
Saint
the
Bernards.
exact same
Yeah.
size, but yeah.
There's Bill.
Is
Hi,
man's,
Bill.
Is man's best friend a Saint Bernard
I
as
believe
well?
it was. Yes.
I've recently read Cujo. It's a scary book.
Yeah. It's
Well, it's cool.
it's different than the movie as well. Quite different.
Yeah, I mean,
like
isn't
to-
it like a demon possessed dog and shit?
Not in the book.
No.
It's just straight up rabies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. I
But the
thought-
dog has like an inner monologue.
yeah,
in the book.
I thought I remembered in the book
He
he like
does.
goes in a mine and it's like some fucking demon force or something.
No,
it's
he-
It's just,
Um,
it's just rabid.
He
But the dog is more personified in the book than in the movie. The movie is it's just a thing coming to get you, and you know, in the book it's like, oh, this dog
Coming to get
kind of
ya.
knows it's fucked up,
yeah.
which
Well-
is hard to convey in a movie. You couldn't.
Yeah. Unless you get a,
I mean, you just get John Turturro.
you just get the same guy in a dog suit that you had in
Yeah.
Beethoven,
Right.
except let him say some lines.
Yes.
The dog kind of knows he's fucked up in the book. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Speaking of, okay, this is extra-ish kind of
Extra.
conversation, but I wouldn't even like necessarily want to record it. I'm bantering.
Bants.
Pre-show.
Okay, but before you start, just know that it is being recorded and is going out live on the internet.
Well, I know that. I just
Okay.
mean like it doesn't need to be like in a proper episode. 'cause
Okay,
it's-
well-
Oh, okay. All right.
Is Spike Lee like the most like uneven director career ever? Like I really don't understand that man sometimes. Like like Black Klansman was excellent and like really well made.
Yep.
I watched The Five Bloods. I don't know what the fuck that movie is. That is the weirdest goddamn fucking movie I think I've ever seen.
A lot of Spike Lee's direction he is unable to shake that kind of student film mentality, and it's weird. And there's only one scene of it in BlacKkKlansman.
Right.
The scene where they're at the presentation, the speech the guy's giving, and it just goes on and on and on. And
I think he does his his tracking, whatever.
Strap the camera onto
strap
it.
the camera thing. I think that, and while put the person on a dolly, so they're not actually walking. I feel like that happens somewhere in BlacKkKlansman because that's like it was a trademark shot. But and it definitely happens in the Five Bloods at least once. But I was like, that movie's so fucking weird. Like that movie, I don't know how someone would pitch that movie to somebody. Like, have you seen it? It's fucking bizarre. I've been on we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's passing, and I decided to go watch all the things of his that I have not seen. That's kind of been my August mission, and so I'm like 3 or 4 films in, and I've honestly kind of been going by availability at this point. Like I was going to watch Marshall, and it was like, oh, you got to buy that, and I was like, shit, okay, I have all the streaming services. It's not on one of them, because I did watch 42, and that's excellent.
Oh, okay.
I would recommend that. I mean, it's a standard sports biopic, but it's a real good one.
Yeah. But when Spike Lee was at his height, he was still making stuff like he was still making stuff like Girl 6.
That's what I mean. I just don't understand it. Like why?
Sometimes you just want to work.
Well, I know, but it's just like I honestly like, and it. This is kind of a bigger thing because I feel like it's like almost all the '90s big filmmakers can't shake doing stuff amateurishly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Quentin Tarantino's been getting worse as his film career. Like, I feel like he was a better filmmaker early on than he is now. Like, I feel like he wants to do tricks now, and they're bad.
Well, he was a tighter filmmaker earlier on. I think now he's gotten more self-indulgent.
And Kevin Smith is just trolling the fucking world at this point. It's, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's all weird. Like, it's just like, and Gus Van Sant can't stop making weird fucking movies that nobody wants to watch.
Look,
it's strange.
It's like pop acts. You get to your 20-song greatest hits album, and then you cannot record another song that is any way worth a fuck whatsoever. You can't do it. It's just the way it works.
Like I said, I think Spike Lee is the weirdest because it's like BlacKkKlansman was like a 99% masterpiece, and it's like the Five Bloods is like Delroy Lindo is giving some crazy bravura. I don't know. That's a weird fucking word. Performance thing, but it's like the overall movie. It's like, the fuck is this? Like, it's like it's like a heist movie / a Sergio Leone movie / everything in the war movie part looks like it was, like someone doing a Be Kind Rewind version of Apocalypse Now. Like it's real weird. Yeah, sweeted. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word, but yeah, it's so bizarre. So bizarre.
Well, I mean, wasn't he and like Clint Eastwood? Weren't they trading off war movies at that one point?
Oh.
They were just like, just leave all the equipment. I'm going to come in and make a movie now.
Spike
or
Lee? I don't remember Spike Lee ever.
I thought Spike Lee made
another one.
Like he followed up Flags of Our Fathers or something like that. Or
no, I mean Eastwood made the Iwo Jima movie too. He did both of those.
What the hell am I thinking of?
I don't know. I don't recall Spike Lee ever doing a war movie.
What am I thinking of
now?
What is it?
Or anything war related? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a strange movie, and I'm
an idiot. I don't know.
It's an utterly bizarre thing, and it's weird because it's like he brings people in, and then like definitely has them do the thing they're known for or whatever trademark thing is, but it just feels wrong. Like it's like it happens, and you're like, ugh, like that's yeah. Because they've got God, what's it? Wendell Pierce? Is that the guy's name from The Wire? And of course, like I mean, it's like 3/4 of the way through the movie, he finally gives this shit. It's just like like I know that's why why we all want you here, but like you waited so long, and it just feels awkward and forced at this point. Yeah.
Right.
Is that the dude's name? Did I just fucking remember that?
No, you got it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, but don't forget, like Spike Lee directed the Ghost Friend NBA 2K16 or whatever.
I know. He's been doing weird shit.
You had like your ghost mentor or whatever.
Like I said, it's just he just seems to be the most inconsistent filmmaker ever. Because like Inside Man is like a fucking by the numbers perfect Hollywood directed movie. I think.
Like if you didn't know that was directed by Spike Lee, you would be shocked.
Yeah, you're like, this is just a really well directed movie and nothing about him is like really comes through, as I recall. And then I don't know, just like I said. But then again, I'm the person, I don't really care for do the right thing. I feel like it's a little too message. Like I don't remember what was that from. That was
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Yeah, when they kept jumping in message. Anyway, let's talk about Beethoven. That's totally related.
It is related to what we did, yeah.
BJ's gone full ghost at this point over there.
Oh
Am
no.
I super white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just got really.
Get some sun, BJ.
No.
No.
Stay out of the sun,
The
BJ.
sun is dangerous.
Sun sucks. Fuck the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the sun. I fucking hate it too. Long live the fucking beast.
You're gonna quote that to the end of time.
Yes. Yes, I will.
All right, let's do this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the night time is the right time.
Yeah, we should do the thing.
All right.
Oh, we're already streaming and everything. What am I doing? I don't.
Yeah, we've been online.
I don't know.
You don't regret them making you kill their father, or making them making you kill your father.
You
do they?
said you needed a haircut.
You already gave you a fucking haircut. All right.
I was crisp.
It was.
I ruined it.
You ruined it.
That's because I knew a cough was coming anyway. That's why I knew I could ruin it. I'm just gonna die.
Cool.
Oh God!
Great.
Kill me.
No. Well.
All right. All right. Welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Yeah, look at us doing a podcast.
I know it's crazy and stuff. Episode what are we on? I don't know.
514.
514.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many numbers.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just tired of numbers. at this
Sure.
point. Yeah.
Too many numbers. Start over. Episode 0, everybody.
Okay.
Seed in the feed.
Seed in the feed.
Yeah, the RSS feed. It's
Okay.
episode 0.
Oh, I see.
Anyway,
I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah. And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
Robot Jocks. Yay. Oh.
However, there are bad movies and stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Boo. Gross.
Yes. So,
I don't know.
A second boo.
Yeah. Oh, no.
well, we wanted to sincerely apologize for announcing that we were going to do an episode last week and then bailing at the last minute.
Right.
And we had to end up rolling over Beethoven from last week into this week.
Sitting on that joke for a week.
I have been. The most obvious joke I've been sitting on.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sit.
Because, yeah, we watched 1992's
Yes.
Beethoven.
Yes. 1992's Beethoven.
Sure. I don't have any facts in front of me. Fuck facts.
Okay. Well, we
Nobody-
are on the internet.
Nobody
so.
believes them anymore anyway. So,
True, but
just-
yes, this movie came out in 1992.
Or so you say. That's what they want you to believe.
Right.
Yeah. It's a big dog movie. Because we're in Dogist. Hashtag Dogist.
Yeah, welcome to Dogist, everybody.
It's a big old dog movie.
We
Yep.
are letting the dogs out.
Woof.
Correct.
Woof. Woof.
Yeah. It's a dog movie for Dogist.
Mm-hmm. Starring Charles Grodin.
Yes.
The late, great Charles Grodin.
Rest in peace, sir.
And Chris.
Sure, Chris the... I was going to list Bonnie Hunt before the
No.
the dog actor, but
No.
sure, okay.
Chris.
Chris the dog, yes. Joined by Disney's Dean Jones. I think you have to announce him that way.
Sure.
And Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt playing some bumbling henchmen to Dean Jones and his awful plot, which we will get into shortly.
Yeah. Wait, we should...
Awful plot in terms of, like, what he has planned, not necessarily the movie, per
Right.
se. I mean, though his plot is the plot of the movie, so...
Right.
Interesting.
So we've got alums.
Oh, right.
The director, Brian Levant, he directed Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's real good. Also, The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh, that's a real good movie, too.
Gave us that,
Yeah, that's
at the very least.
He gave us a Baldwin going...
Hey, man, sometimes you got to latch onto whatever you can. He's not an alum, but it should be noted that this movie is written by John Hughes under a pseudonym but still.
Okay. Like this was the one he was not proud of?
He changed, didn't like it. Just took his name off.
I don't
of
know.
it.
I'm just trying to. I'm like the guy who wrote Curly Sue and like some of these other things that were like
Baby's Day Out.
Baby's Day Out. Like he was like, nah. The big
Sure,
dog
they
movie.
changed his vision.
Maybe because he was like, man, I wrote a fucking movie that is about a guy that wants to steal a big dog so he can put a fucking bullet in his head. Yeah, even that is a bridge too far for me.
There's our plot summary. Let's rate it.
Maybe it was even darker, and they toned it down. Like maybe the guy wanted to put like lots of bullets in the dog or something. I don't know. But
he was going to use something from Sherman, Illinois.
Maybe.
Drive a tank through the dog.
although this could have gone the other way because his co-writer Amy Holden Jones co-wrote The Relic, which, if you remember, The Relic is a disgusting, gross horror movie in the museum with Tom Sizemore and Penelope Ann Miller, and it was gross.
Okay.
So maybe this lady came in and made it gross.
Okay.
She's like, how about they shoot the dog, right? And then the child murders the man at the end. But we mentioned Charles Grodin. Charles Grodin was in Last Resort, which
Oh yeah, that was the thing we watched.
it was.
That was an
yes.
extra thing.
It
like
was
early on, as I recall.
Yeah, it was during Banff camp.
Band camp.
Banff Camp.
Band
Yeah,
camp.
we did summer camp movies.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Also, Oliver Platt from Ready to Rumble.
True. Yes.
And this one's my favorite. Stanley Tucci from Space Chimps.
I don't remember Space Chimps.
Yeah. What's
Animated. That's the animated Patrick Warburton movie that we did fucking Warburton
Oh,
noises.
all right.
I forgot about that.
Space
I
Jumps.
shouldn't have said that.
Oh, that's fun.
He was in that.
Yeah, great.
Great.
Oh, great.
Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci.
Space Chimps.
I've gone deaf.
Have you?
Oh, it's back. Wait,
Sorry, I bumped the thing with my drink.
Oh.
left ear is. Hello, Sweden.
Swindon.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I know. I just wanted to say Sweden.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. Alums.
All right, I need to go sneeze or something.
Okay.
I thought I was ready to go.
Stand by, everybody. Let's banter. So hey, how's your weekend?
That was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. Saw some of the fam. They came over from Tejas.
Oh.
My sister's youngest turned 1 year old.
Wow. A whole
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so they
Wow.
had a birthday party for a 1 year old. Like, that kid's not going to remember that shit. Who
Mhm.
cares?
Yeah. I've
But-
been to a couple of those where it's
was-
like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. It was cute,
Sure, but the child will not
but
remember.
fucking pointless, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Look, it's for you.
Yeah.
So.
Kid wants to stick a cake finger up his nose or something. Doesn't really care.
I could go for a cake finger right about now. He's so good.
Cake finger.
No. She's
You right there?
She's gone limp. My mic arm has ED.
And like giving a 1 year old presents, like
Kid doesn't know.
1 year old cares more about wrapping paper.
Yeah. Give that kid a rock.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get him new presents?
Instead of 1 year old presents, yeah.
Lady.
I think you're past your return window.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What were you talking about?
All right, welcome to the
I don't remember
BMFcast.
what we were in the middle of talking about. I probably should have paid more
We
attention.
had finished the alums and we were going
Okay.
to start talking about the movie.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the plot of this movie.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it starts off fairly innocently. No, it doesn't. Actually, it starts with the dog nappings.
No, but it starts with a cute dog in a pet store.
Yeah,
And people not adopting it.
True. All right. Yeah. There's a dog. It's Beethoven. It's a puppy. It's a St. Bernard puppy. It's in a pet store.
Yes.
There is one lady. Oh, okay. So Laura Walters is the pet store clerk just because this movie's like one of those weird, like, hey, look, it's them.
Uh-huh.
And then I can't remember that lady's name, but the one. who could-
Olan Jones.
Yeah. I'm just saying she's one of those. Oh, that person.
I've seen
yeah,
you before.
I've seen you in a billion bit parts. She comes in because she needs junkyard dogs, and like, how big is this dog going to get? And then this is where we learn that Beethoven understands human speech. And
Oh, Beethoven knows exactly what to do in any circumstance.
sure, yeah, Beethoven is wise beyond his species. So
Well, Beethoven's got a big old brain
because
because that head is so big. Got a big brain. In
I
there.
don't think
That's how it works.
it's not.
Big brain. Chase me.
Einstein actually had a pretty tiny brain, but anyway,
They have a brain in their tail.
Okay, sure. Yeah, prehensile brain tails, like a brontosaurus or a brachiosaurus. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, this lady's like, how busy going to be? A mean old junkyard dog, and Beethoven pees on her, and Melora Walters
good
laughs,
job.
and then it's just like, ha, and so it doesn't get adopted.
No. Melora Walters lost a sale.
Well, she doesn't
Ah,
care. Yeah.
I know. Still.
She has a side job at night doing other things.
She does.
But yeah. What else? Yeah, and then the dog napping kind of begins, right? Yeah. Cause
Yeah. Well, I've forgotten
Dean
his name.
Jones?
Dean Jones. Thank you. Dean Jones tells Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt that they need puppies.
Bring me puppies.
Yeah. So they have to go steal puppies because they brought like regular age dogs.
Yeah.
And regular age dogs are no good for testing chemicals or whatever.
Sure.
The evil things that he has planned.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it. Is it's just like, hey, I'm gonna do evil and get paid for it because that's really all we kind of learn. It's just he's got this evil vivisection factory.
He will do any sort of like illicit, illegal animal testing for money, and he's
Stacks
doing this
of cash.
for whatever evil corporation or persons want it.
By day, he's a vet.
Yeah, that
Veterinarian.
Yeah, I mean that's revealed later. I mean, at first it's just like, look at this evil,
Sure.
Nazi-esque villain guy with thick glasses, and what evil shit is he gonna do? And send out his bumbling goons to rob a pet store like you do.
Yeah.
And
They rob a pet store.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say,
They heist a pet store.
what was this 92? Like, you didn't know who Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt were. They were just two.
They were
dudes.
two goofs.
Yeah, two goofs. I mean, they're patriots and friends, and they've worked together a lot. Those two have worked together a lot throughout their career. But yeah, it's like, to describe how they are in this movie. All right, Stanley Tucci's mostly looks like Stanley Tucci's always looked.
With more hair than you're used
a
to.
little more hair. I mean, I don't remember what movie. There was some movie where they gave Stanley Tucci a full head of fake hair, and it was really fucking weird, the whole thing. But
More natural hair than you're used to.
but he's wearing literal cowboy boots because they're
Cowprint.
they're
Cowboy
cowprint
boots, yeah.
cowboy boots, and he has like extra dirty like villain teeth. They've yellowed up and nastied up his teeth, and then Oliver Platt just basically looks like Oliver Platt, but he's kind of like the slightly kind-hearted one. It's just like he's like gee, are we really gonna steal dogs and kill them? Like not like that,
Yeah.
but he's that guy.
Yeah.
They're both doing cartoon accents, and
Yeah.
look,
I mean,
no
they're
one in
cartoon
1992
characters, yeah.
knew these two distinguished actors were going to be
I mean,
very esteemed
They're
actors.
doing the what's their faces from the 101 Dalmatians, basically.
Sure.
I mean, they're kind of doing live action version of that before there was a live action version of it. Some years later. But yeah, or two live action versions. Jesus, three.
Yeah,
There
three
were,
now.
Yeah, I was going to say because there was the live action 101, then 102, and then
The new one.
Cruella.
Cruella.
Anyway, so yeah, they steal the dogs, but they trip the laser system. They make this big deal about like, oh, gotta watch the alarms, and they're like, alarms in a fucking pet store? Like, okay,
Yep.
but they do have a laser beam, thing that they trip.
Puppies are big business.
Ah, okay,
Yep.
but
But they steal the dogs.
they steal dogs.
They steal all the dogs in there that they can carry out, including Beethoven and a Jack Russell Terrier. And
Did we look up? Is that like the
Is that Wishbone?
I don't know. I mean, it just looked like another movie dog. Or, I mean, there was a bunch of
dog.
Many dogs look the same.
No,
It was not Wishbone.
It wasn't.
I'm declaring
I don't know what year Wishbone was, so I have no.
Was it Milo from The Mask?
Was Wishbone a fucking PBS thing? What was
Yes.
that? Okay,
It
I've
was a
never
PBS
seen a
thing.
Wishbone in my life.
Oh, Wishbone is a delightful.
I
show.
think Wishbone was played by like 85 different dogs.
probably-
Was Wishbone the Fraser dog?
No.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean, not the same dog, but
I mean-
the same breed.
Okay.
Yeah, a little weird.
I mean,
Jack
this
Russell.
one looked more like part Jack Russell and part whatever Spuds McKenzie.
Spuds
was.
McKenzie, yeah, it did have a longer snout than
Yeah.
you usually see. But anyway, these two, that dog escapes from the back of the van, out of its cage that's in the back of this van, and also frees Beethoven from his cage, and then manages to open the door. And they escape. They jump out of the back and they escape. And Beethoven hides in a trash can
Well,
while this other dog keeps running and then looks back for a second like, nah, I gotta go. Sorry, you're on your own. I did all I could for you.
Well, I mean, the things that don't make sense. Okay, so you have this puppy. I mean, there's plenty. I mean, this is all like kid.
If we're gonna do that, we're
I
gonna be
just
here
mean
all night.
this is kid movie logic, but they have a van full of stolen puppies,
Right.
And they stop and make a big deal about chasing down the one that gets away, and it's just like fucking.
Yeah, two got away. Who
Like,
cares? Like
leave it.
you got 87 puppies
Right.
in this place.
Anyway, but they do. They chase not Wishbone and
Beethoven.
and Beethoven hides in a garbage
Beethoven
can.
to be. He doesn't have a name yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah, he hides in a trash can. The next day, the trash men come. Oh no, what will happen?
Beethoven will run away.
He runs away. Explores the neighborhood. Meets a cat. That doesn't go well.
That's a brief interaction. He's just trotting along. There's
like-
lots of PPOV, as I call it, puppy POV.
Yes.
Point of view.
There's very much a low a camera being carried at foot level for
but yeah,
dog
it
vision.
just
Beethoven
it
is picking his home.
yeah, it's just he's kind of going around the neighborhood and checking things out, and yeah, he just
He
kind of
gets a blowjob.
Okay. I had to think about the plot for a second and be like,
He comes across a landscaping gentleman who hits him with the
a leaf blower.
hits him with the leaf blower.
Yeah. I was like, hold on, does the math check? Yes, yes, the math checks out. Yeah.
That's all I needed to be here for. I'll see
I feel
you
like it
guys
was
later.
more like a blow hobby. I mean, you didn't stick around for like a full job. Anyway,
This movie is for children.
is it?
There is
dare
mild
you.
nudity in this movie.
Yeah.
Mild nudity.
Yes.
Oh, they
There's
do-
a lady in a bikini.
There's a lady in a bikini.
Well,
and the
and
dog's naked the entire
Yeah.
time.
The dog is.
They do talk about naming the
hanging
dog
it all out.
Dick. So
They
yeah.
never say
they,
dick.
They never say dick.
Well,
Y'all
they-
say dick.
I thought they
Dick.
were I thought they were saying they were naming that dog Cock.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
John
so
Thomas.
Charles Grodin has walked out of his house to collect the newspaper, which the newspaper boy has flung at him, and it just falls apart. It's just each section of the paper has gone its own direction, and this immediately sets Charles
See,
Grodin.
kids, the newspaper is this giant
Yeah.
piece of flimsy paper that you used to receive information on every day.
Came to your house.
Yeah, it's like everyone went to the internet and printed out the day's news, and then you got it the next day.
The next day,
It's like
wrapped it up
somebody
in a
printed out BuzzFeed and dropped it on your lawn.
right. So
It's like an RSS feed.
a little bit. So this makes Charles Grodin surly, and he will be surly for the rest of the film.
I don't think it was the newspaper.
No,
that made
no,
him
it was
surly.
this. He was fine before this.
No.
This set him on a course, on a path,
No.
because then, like, Beethoven sneaks in the house behind him,
Right.
and explores the house, and then settles upon,
Yeah, it really explores the space.
jumps upon bed with youngest child of this 3-child household, and starts.
that
And-
Rice?
and two parents.
No, that's
no,
not
Rice
Rice.
is the oldest.
The only one whose name I remember is Rice.
Rice, because it's a dumb name.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one's the boy is Teddy.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
the girl
and
is-
child.
I don't know. I feel like
The girl
Rice
is
is really
number
gaining
3.
some traction. No? The other child was named Patty.
Patty.
Sure.
No, it would be Rice
Rice
Patty.
Patty?
Yeah, that was
Oh.
a joke.
This is not. You're never gonna get through this.
Bree. Is it Bree?
Brie.
Brie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a tiny child in a bed, and Beethoven jumps up on the bed and licks its face, and the child's like, "Oh, yay, a dog!"
Well, like everyone runs in and like says, "Oh, a dog!" That none of us noticed walk through our entire house.
Right.
And she's like, I tripped, I got a dog, and then I woke up and I had one."
And
And of course it's like the shit. We can't. The kids think we got him a dog, and his
well,
dog
they
just wandered in.
they all sneak over to Charles Grodin and they ask, like, "Hey, Dad, look, can we keep this dog? It would be great." And
Well, they
Charles
actually
Grodin's
they,
like,
they-
"No."
no, they all run in like, "Thank you, Charles Grodin. We thought
True.
you were awful,
Thank
but
you
it turns
for
out
the dog."
you're
Yes.
awesome. You got as a dog." And he's like, "What?" Yeah.
we're not dog people. We're goldfish people.
But yes, and then his heart warms a tiny amount, and he's able to.
No, because okay, he's like, "Fine, you can keep the dog," which is what kicks off the montage where Rollover Beethoven plays, and the first thing you see is him hanging up lost dog posters to get Beethoven out of his house.
But I mean, he did recant. I mean, immediately it was like, no, you could not.
Right.
You cannot commandeer my car.
Yeah. They had a scene where they put a bunch of names in a hat to decide the name of the dog, and this doesn't work because they all keep picking names and go, "No, it's not this." The dog has to pick their name, and then the child, the one that we don't know its name,
Emily.
okay,
It's Emily.
sure,
I figured it out.
starts playing the piano, And then Beethoven starts barking like Beethoven.
How did Beethoven bark, Chuck?
I don't know. I'm not doing it.
You said he started barking like Beethoven. I
Right.
assume you meant like the composer
No,
Beethoven.
no.
And
No.
I was confused.
like
I was
the
wondering how.
song Beethoven.
Oh, the popular song Beethoven.
The song that Beethoven wrote called Beethoven. When you hear it,
Yes.
you go, nobody's home. That song.
Beethoven is rolling over in his grave at this very moment.
Oh, that's got to be cute.
Both Beethovens are rolling over in their graves right now.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot believe you're doing this. Beethoven wouldn't hear of it.
He wouldn't hear of anything.
Ah. I love this crowd. So,
Take my wife.
montage of the dog getting older and causing much pain to Charles Grodin by destroying his livelihood.
See,
And
all right, here's the thing about 80s and 90s movies, and I don't know when it stopped. I feel like it stopped. I feel like Jingle All the Way was kind of actually sort of like the capper. I feel like movies like this weren't made after Jingle All the Way,
okay,
where you have someone who's like completely in the right,
yeah,
and they're the bad guy, the put upon person in the movie.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, I feel like this is a plot device mostly went away. Where it's like, Charles Grodin's totally right. He's being an asshole about it, but he's right because this dog is fucking up everything.
this dog is literally destroying their house.
Yes.
I think those movies still exist because doesn't that happen in the Buddies movies a bunch?
They don't make those anymore. Now it's Monkey Madness or Russell Madness.
I just feel
I
like,
think we just stopped watching family movies like this because
we haven't
got
seen
older.
we haven't seen a family movie in a while.
But I mean, I feel like mostly I feel like mostly the device stopped being tell a family movie through the point of view of the parents. It was like make the kids the main characters and the parents
Yes.
are just float in and out of the movie. It's no longer like, oh, dad's actually right. He's just being an asshole.
Yes, this is a kids movie where the adults are the stars,
Right.
and that's not what they do anymore.
Yes.
because this would be Spy Kids now. This would be the kids are the stars of the thing, and the parents just kind of like, we're here for a scene. Okay, now you kids go do whatever
Yeah,
it is.
That's what I mean. I just don't feel
Right.
like, you know.
No, I get that.
I mean, I know why you hire Charles Grodin because this is his entire shtick is to be put upon and look grumpy about it, but keep his mouth silent. You know, like basically just suffer until he can't take it anymore and have a rant. You know, that's what he does.
yeah, but he has some pretty good freakouts.
Sure.
I mean, there's man,
But it's usually
during
like by
this-
himself. It's like he will always freak out, but then like,
Right.
all right, everything's okay.
During the montage of the dog causing havoc in the house, there's a scene where he's going up the stairs and there's mud everywhere, and he goes in and the dog is on the bed covered, just dripping wet and covered in mud. And it's all slow motion of the dog like standing up, and you're like, that dog's going to shake, isn't he? And the dog starts to do it, and man, they are just flinging ectoplasm onto Charles Grodin, and he is just standing there comically with his hands up like, like, one, get out of the way, Charles Grodin, but whatever. It's just it's good, angry in a family way, Charles Grodin.
Yeah, he's just getting pelted with Kentucky jelly.
Oh, that's what the K stands for.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's KY, Kentucky. That's where it's made. Yeah.
Okay.
It's real slippery there.
I put this Kentucky jelly on toast.
That's why I've never stayed there very long. You just
I
slide
just
right
like right over to Ohio.
Yeah. So, other things that happen. The Teddy is being bullied by some kids. The oldest girl, Rice, is wanting to be friends with a boy.
Named Mark.
Yes.
She wants to say, oh, hi, Mark.
She
Well,
does
she
want
does
to
say,
say-
oh, hi, Mark, and Mark doesn't hear
No.
anything about it.
Charles Grodin is trying to land a big account at his car air freshener business,
Which, by the way, best building ever. He has this entirely ivy-covered brick building that's just like perfectly symmetrical. You know, like
Yep.
it's a Paul or Wes Anderson, not Paul Thomas Anderson. It's a Wes Anderson
Correct.
building with this giant nose that's over the front door. So like you basically walk under the nose to go into the building. I don't know. It's just
it's fine.
it's great. It's so dumb and great.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I love shit like this. Like this. This is the kind of shit that like tickles my fancy in movies when like production designers go out of their way to just make something fucking stupid.
Well,
like this.
we weren't at the point yet where the
CG just
where the point of business in a movie was to sell their idea to Amazon. This was, how do I make a viable business for my family?
right. But yes, he's got like a single location and is looking to expand.
He needs
guess.
capital.
Yeah.
He wants to grow, and so he has courted David Duchovny and Patricia Heaton, who are just 90s yuppie assholes who...
They're basically the Julia Louis-Dreyfus and what's his face
From Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah. They are initially, you think they're assholes, but they're like, okay, we're going to invest in your company. But later we kind of find out that in 6 months they're just going to steal the company away from him anyway. So there's that going on.
Well, Beethoven's the one that uncovers that, basically.
Yes. Well, Beethoven, I'm running down all the things
Sure,
that
sure.
Beethoven will solve throughout the course of this film. Because, like, Beethoven, like, everyone goes to work in school, and Beethoven escapes his pen and just travels the town. And
everyone knows Beethoven.
Yeah.
Like, he goes to the fire department, gets a drink. He
has snacks.
some girl shares an ice cream with him in the park.
Right.
Which is a
This
terrible
child
idea.
is not in school.
Terrible idea because dogs do not do well with milk and chocolate.
Oh, there's a whole goof in the goof section about don't feed your dog the things that they give Beethoven in this movie. Your dog will die. Ends up at the school eventually and sees Rice out there being sad after eating her. She gives Beethoven a Twinkie, which don't give your fucking dogs Twinkies either.
A dog can have one Twinkie.
She's a bad hostess.
I mean, a dog the size of Beethoven can have a Twinkie.
Okay, fine. She explains to Beethoven that she likes that boy, but that boy doesn't know her. So Beethoven grabs the stick and takes it over to the boy, and the boy's like, "Oh, you want us to throw the stick? Okay." And then Beethoven just kind of drags him back over to her, and
Well,
is just like,
the dog was trying to make fetch happen.
"Stop trying to make fetch." See, this is why we watch some of these things sometimes.
Is that why we watch it?
You're not going to get that joke out of I don't know,
Ugh.
Chuck Norris movie. Yeah. So anyway, Beethoven has introduced boy to girl. Smaller kid is being bullied by other kids. Beethoven catches wind of this and runs over to the boy's defense. The boy never sees Beethoven, but the other kids do, and they're like, "Dog," and they run away.
Dog.
That's Beethoven. That's the song.
Beethoven from his popular album Beethoven.
Oh,
by
that's-
Beethoven.
Eponymous.
That's from Symphony number K9, right?
Yeah.
No, it's actually number 5, but yeah.
Okay, well, as long as
I wanted to get my joke, but then
yeah,
also
yeah.
get accuracy
sure, yes.
there too.
By the
Okay.
way, I'm not stupid. Okay,
yeah.
joke then truth. That's the best comedy.
It's 2 jokes and a lie.
Right.
Yeah.
So Beethoven has defeated the bullies. Beethoven has introduced boy to girl.
Beethoven also saves little girl from drowning when they go to a bad babysitter. Because
Yeah,
for
but-
some reason, Bonnie Hunt once worked for Charles Grodin's company and then was like, I'm going to be stay-at-home mom. And Charles Grodin, for no discernible reason, is like, you need to come back to work.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I got to lay on this account.
it's like, I don't know how she's going to help when you're this far along.
It's
or
so weird because
whatever.
Charles Grodin doesn't value her input in any way, shape, or form. Neither do David Duchovny or Patricia Heaton. So why she is at any point involved in this, I don't know. But
Oh, no, she's just immediately dismissed as like, oh, you're the boss's wife.
Right.
Just go get me some lemonade.
And
Fine
if-
with her. Also, it's like, it's clear that like she's smarter than Charles Grodin and is about to undermine their nefarious deal.
yeah,
Charles Grodin might be smart, but he's blinded by he's blinded by his ambition.
his dream.
Yeah.
You're ignoring this family to follow your dream.
You're ignoring this follow to dream your family.
You're ignoring your dog to follow your family.
Man, all right. So I just thought about this. Hold on, like, we've had this theory about the wet blanket wife or whatever. Like, whatever the trope that we've pointed out, where it's like, this one seems actually aggressively worse. And now that I think about it, this was a common thing and that I really hated about Jingle All the Way too. Is it not the first?
We didn't watch Jingle All the Way, too.
as well.
No, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Two?
that one had Dolph Lundgren, didn't it?
No, it had Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's even worse. I'm thinking of
Did
Kindergarten.
y'all watch that on
I'm thinking of
Extreme?
Kindergarten
Yes.
Cop, the sequel. That was,
You're right. You're thinking Kindergarten Cop, which we also watched.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop 2 had Dolph. Yeah. But no, think about this. I mean, like, they're yelling at him for working, and tried to do better, and then she's like, I don't want to work. I want to stay at home and take care of the kids. Well, I'm saying like that's even kind of more fucked up. It's like you can't yell at me for working when I'm like, you could also work. You're capable. You can hire a babysitter. We'd make more money paying a babysitter and you working. But then it's like,
But she's not even going to work somewhere else where she's going to earn additional income.
Right.
She's going to work at the same company.
As a hostess.
Is she going to like draw
Yeah, she's not gonna-
salary from the company?
She's not going to
you
earn
can.
more. No.
Yeah, but like,
I don't know. That looked like a
If Charles Grodin pays her to work there, the company is going to make less profit, and he's not going to grow the business.
and he's not
But
going to have as much money himself.
People don't. That's not really how business works. Like people, it's not like the owner is just like, well, I take all the money and I divide it out amongst the people. That's not the owner gets a salary too. Like that's how businesses are protected.
No,
by
I know, but I'm just
taxes
saying,
and
like
thing,
her income has to come from something, and
yes, but I mean, whatever.
it ain't going to come from his paycheck.
No, I mean,
1992 was a different time.
it doesn't matter.
We were still in an era of both parents don't have to work.
I'm not going to explain business economics to you, but no,
Good.
No, I just mean like it would make sense for her to go work as far as additional income because you could draw more out of the company. Even though it's his company, it still would be double the money he's allowed to legally take out.
I thought the whole time when they were having arguments about her
fair,
working was her working some job that she gave up.
Again, it doesn't matter. But my point is that whole like. We want to be a single income family, and how dare you fucking be the lone breadwinner of our family? That was a plot in movies for a long time, and that's pretty fucked up. I mean, if you think about it,
Well,
gender reversal doesn't matter. I mean, it would be just as fucked up if the wife was out earning money and the husband was like, I don't feel like working, honey. You shouldn't work as hard as you do.
I mean, it's kind of dad works too much, but it's not really. It's dad is too obsessed with his dumb job. And as a result, he's not listening to us when we're saying literally anything.
Again, I don't want to go over the fact that none of this makes any sense because the evil plot makes literally no sense.
No, I'm just saying, like, the trope that we run into all the time is that dad works too much. And that's not the case here. Dad works seemingly a normal amount of time. The only problem is that dad is just always monologuing about the business to people, and everyone just interrupts him with dumb bullshit, and then he just goes back to monologuing about the business. That's his thing, is that he's just not listening to anybody, and he's surly all the time.
They're not listening to him either. I'm saying, like, I think where I'm coming from maybe is just as like an older male or something. Like I'm like, yeah, that kind of is like a tired fucking played out thing where it's like,
we were still living in a magical time where if you had a family and someone in that family had a job, everything was covered.
yes,
Your house, your car, you weren't worried about bills, nothing. It was just you have a business, you're making money, everything's paid for, it's fine.
I know.
That's 1991, 1992. We were still living in that era where no one had peeled that onion and been like, wait, no, this is not how anyone lives anywhere. This is not how this works. So
They also don't make a compelling argument for it anywhere for her to go back to work.
no.
Is it really necessary in fucking Beethoven?
It's just
no,
it's
but
just
it's
to have
weird.
it's just to have Bonnie Hunt and more scenes, which is fine. I love Bonnie Hunt, and to have the babysitter scene where Beethoven saves the drowning child.
Yeah, but I guess my point is like they don't never particularly go out of the way to show like she's Susie Homemaker. It's like, well, with not working, look at all the things I am doing. They show her gardening for half a second and being kind of bad at that because she sprays Charles Grodin. Anyway, I just like I said, I just feel like this has become like my Mackie sort of like terrible people being terrible to each other all the time, like this fucking incessant put upon like you're completely wrong mentality in a movie when it's just like, hey family, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my day, and it's just like, hey dad, I'm interrupting, and it's like, you're the bad guy because you're talking about boring work stuff and I want to talk about my thing, and it's like
No one in this family likes one another. They are just talking. They are just
it's just
saying their thing, and then are you done talking? Okay, now my turn to say I did a thing today, and the kids are interrupting, and anyway, back to your thing, and that's nice, honey. Anyway.
I guess what I'm saying is I would take the formula of Always Sunny of like everyone being kind of shitty to each other over like everyone being shitty, but the plot says one person's wrong. Because that's what this kind of is. It's like everyone's kind of being shitty in this. I mean, because let's think about it. The kids do exactly the opposite of what they're going to say. They never show the kids doing shit. In fact, like there are scenes where the kids are like doing fucking cartwheels and stuff in the back while Charles Grodin is washing the dog. Just like literally like we're absconding with all of our duties that we said we would do of taking care of the dog.
Oh, they're laughing it up,
Yeah,
watching TV,
that's
and
what I
he is
mean.
vigorously scrubbing the carpet.
and I guess that's just what I'm saying. Is like plot wise, it's like everyone's kind of a shithead in this movie. It's just the movie says Charles Grodin's the bad guy.
Right. But Charles Grodin, for the most part,
Isn't doing
is
it
right in his frustration
Sure.
in that his life is being ruined. Now, he's not taking into account anyone else's thoughts or feelings.
Yes.
But Charles Grodin's existence is being ruined by this dog.
I feel like we're having a very philosophical debate about fucking Beethoven.
There's not much else to talk
I
about. This is the important aspect of Beethoven,
Mm-hmm.
which is that Charles Grodin's life is being ruined, but he's too much of an asshole to act like a normal person about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's okay. That's the thing that bothers me about when there's a turn in Charles Grodin in this movie. So. They go to they go to take the dog to the vet, and surprise, the vet turns out to be Dean Jones. And this Dean Jones has just come from a meeting with Mr. Bullet Man, who has introduced a briefcase with
Mr. Bullet Man.
with a gun and some bullets, and he's like, I need you to find out how these work on skulls. And he's like, all right, we'll get a big dog and we'll figure it out. And then
bullet that explodes on impact.
yes.
Yeah.
And we need to know what the damage is going to be. So then, like, immediately after, he, like, puts on his vet coat and walks in, is like, oh, look, a big dog. Evil plan. So
he pulls Charles Grodin aside after he does like his initial exam or whatever, and it's just like, hey, I just want you to know, I've had to put several of this breed down recently. I don't know what's happening, but they just suddenly turn violent.
they're turning on their families.
He tries to keep Beethoven overnight initially.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was where he was trying to get him.
Well,
and,
because
like,
he was going to give him a shot, and he was like, this is going to make him tired. And Charles Grodin's like, yay! And the kid's like, Dad, no. So, yeah, he was like, why don't you let me keep the dog overnight? And he probably would have put that bullet in that dog's head overnight.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, he tries to convince him that, this breed is a problem. And they go back home, and Charles Grodin's like, this breed is a problem. And they're like, shut up, Dad. We're keeping Beethoven. He's like, okay. So that's been introduced. So we've got the bullet, and the bullet is supposed to go in Beethoven's head.
the bullet and the butterfly wings.
Right. Yeah. So we have the plot. We have the thing that's going to happen. So later, the vet just shows up at the house. He's like, hey, can I come in? And Bonnie Hunt, who was not in the earlier scene with the vet, is like, yeah, sure.
Well, he doesn't. He's like, "Hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so, the vet."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "May I come in?"
Right.
And yeah, it's
Okay.
a little weird, but
Before
Pro
this,
tip, don't let the vet in your house if he
Right.
just randomly shows up.
Right.
That's weird.
okay,
don't let any vets in your house.
right.
They might just snap at any point in time.
Wow. Okay, real quick.
I was talking about veterinarians.
I know.
What the hell?
Real quick, right before this. So, David Duchovny and Lady have decided they're gonna give money to Charles Grodin, but it actually is to steal their company. So they're like, "Hooray, we have a deal! Let's go out. Do you have a restaurant in this one horse town?" And they're like, you come to our house for barbecue." And they're like, "Ew, all right." So they come over and they're just like, "This is gross. Your kids are gross. Your backyard's gross. We don't like being here." And the kids are just staring at them like, "Do you have kids?" And they're like, "No." And so the
We
kids
have careers.
yeah, so the kids are like, well, we're leaving. So they leave. And then because they think they're alone, they discuss their evil plan, which is, haha, we're going to steal his business after 6 months. Now, Beethoven is sitting 3 feet away and hears this plan. And Beethoven is going to save the day. So she goes over to mess with the dog, like, oh, dog, I love dogs, and brings the dog back over to the table.
With his 40-yard long leash.
Yes.
Say that 5 times fast.
Beethoven, after tolerating this woman touching it, starts to wrap the leash around their half of the table. And then goes over to David Duchovny, and David Duchovny's like, ew, get away from me. And he's been squeezing this stress ball the whole movie.
It's a racquetball.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I mean, if you want to talk yuppies in the late '80s or '90s,
Oh, yeah,
you
we're all
can't-
about the
sure.
racquetball.
Yeah, it can't be more racquetball-y.
So he tosses the ball, and of course, Beethoven, being a dog, is like, cool, ball, and goes after it. But the leash is wrapped around the table 900 times. And this leads to shenanigans where, the the chairs
That's the
fall
place with all
over.
the shit on the wall.
Right. they swing around, they get dragged down the street, and the deal's not done. Charles Grodin's pissed off, but Bonnie Hunt's like, yeah, but you got a family and a dog, so what's the big deal? And that storyline just ends. Like, him trying to get business is done.
Well, there's this weird back and forth that we kept riffing on for like the next 5 minutes, where he's like, I'm just trying to protect my dream against your, follow my dream for my family.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, well, one of your family's falling apart because of your dream. And it's just like, ooh, word reversal.
Yeah, well, your dream is falling apart because of your dog, and your dog is falling apart because of your family. And
your family's gone to the dogs because of your dream.
And we'll never get those chairs back that Beethoven dragged away.
Expensive patio furniture in 1992.
Yeah. So, okay.
That was wrought iron patio furniture.
Surprised it didn't spark when it was being dragged down the street.
Yeah, it should have.
A better director would have added sparks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. He would have directed Roller Coaster.
Okay. I get it. So, okay, the vet is showing up at the house. It's like, can I come in? Can I see the dog? And they're like, okay, go be alone with the dog in the backyard. It'll be fine. So Dean Jones goes over to Beethoven, and Beethoven's just like, hey. And he's like, sorry, gotta be done. And he cuts his sleeve and rips it and pours like fake blood all over his arm and smears it on Beethoven's face. And Beethoven's like, the fuck? And then just starts punching Beethoven.
He yells at him first. He's trying to get Beethoven
come on,
to
come
attack
at me,
him.
Beethoven.
And then he hauls off and knocks the shit out of Beethoven.
Yeah. Which small child is like, hey. And starts to make the long trek out from wherever she was seeing this out of the house to put a stop to this.
And then Beethoven jumps on the vet because it's like, you hit me.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to jump on you.
Right.
But he's not doing it. Like, he's not attacking.
He literally doesn't do anything to him because the wound is all fake.
Yeah.
And there's never any actual wound on him.
Right. And the vet is like grabbing Beethoven by the face and shaking him back and forth. And Beethoven's just like, you hit me, I hit you, or even.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
We're done. This is over.
And as soon as he stands up, like as soon as Charles Grodin runs out and is like, what's going on? Charles Grodin, famous for
He does that a lot.
Charles Grodin, Kermit.
You never know.
It's just
one or the other.
Yeah. Hi, veterinarian. What is going on here? I don't think you can
Beethoven.
commandeer my car. No, citizen.
So, like, the vet stands up and Beethoven's like, okay, I guess we're done playing.
No more playing.
And it's just standing there while the vet lies and says, he bit me, I'm mortally wounded. And Charles Grodin ignores his daughter. His daughter says, no.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened. The veterinarian hauled off and knocked the shit out of Beethoven.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, Charles Grodin's made some mistakes here, but this is like the biggest parenting mistake is just not listening to your kid.
Right.
Trusting some weird stranger who showed up in the middle of the day for no reason and was out messing with your dog.
And the only witness to this scene has said, no, that man hit our dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles Grodin's like, I'm sorry. And the vet is like...
She goes Carol Kane for half a second because he's like,
liar!
Yeah, she goes, liar!
And they're just like, honey, no. Stop.
And the vet's like, you got to put that dog down or I'm going to have to press charges. It's the law.
It's the law.
It's the law.
Yeah. So yeah, they all have this sad, like, please don't take Beethoven to the vet. And he's like, I got to take Beethoven to the vet. Let's go. And puts Beethoven in the station wagon and starts to drive.
He does have a moment of regret. He's like, I'm sorry I have to do this to
yes,
you,
and
boy.
this is... Okay, see, this is what doesn't work for me because there needed to be moments, tiny little moments along the way in this film where you see Charles Grodin actually likes the dog. Just little things at some point, just like away from the entire family, just be like, don't tell anybody I gave you this. Try to be a better dog, whatever. There's none of that. This moment is so unearned.
There's one.
I disagree completely. I think this is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. This is an emotional gut punch in this movie.
Sure.
There's at least one though.
Okay.
Because
what when the dog tries to have sex with him?
No.
He did like that.
They did bond for half a second there.
But there's one point where that might be from the same sort of scene.
He thought that dog was Bonnie Hunt.
He did.
Yeah. But there's one scene where he's like yelling at him, like, "You get out, go to your doghouse." He's taking him back outside because he was inside for some reason. That might be from
Probably
from the
when he
same
was trying to have sex with him.
Yeah, and he's like, "Get in there, get!" And Beethoven just goes into his little house and sits down. He's like, "Oh, I guess you can learn." All right, and closes the gate and says, "Good night."
Right.
And
Is this where he pictures him as a puppy too, or is that
No,
that's
it's when he's going to
that's
take
the
him
next
away.
day, yeah, but he has that moment first. Like he has the brief moment the night before where it's like, all right, like I don't want to do this and whatever, and then goes to take him to the vet, sees him as a pup, has a flashback of him in his little pen as a puppy, gets sad for half a second, still puts him in the car, takes him to the thing, but then the moment is, he's like still there, and Dean Jones is like,
"You want the collar and the tax?"
Some people do.
Some people do.
I don't know why he's super gruff in this, but yeah,
I like it. I like Dean Jones' super gruff voice.
But yeah, he just has a moment where he says like, "You were my dog too," and then starts to cry and walks out.
Sure.
It works.
Well,
It gets me.
he talked to the dog on the way to the vet and said, my dad took our dog to the vet. And okay, so I get it. That's why you don't want a dog, because you don't want to bond with another dog. I get it. I just feel like when he gets down on eye level with Beethoven, it's a good scene. I just don't feel like that switch was okay.
I get mildly emotional on my nose, and not going to run out my brain here. Sorry.
Oh, easy.
Try not to push his table over on me.
I'll try.
This thing,
I disagree.
this thing didn't start off very good. It's kind of
It's
sketch.
yeah.
That single post thing, I'm not.
I don't like
Not
it
a fan.
either. We're gonna get another table. We're gonna get one of those tables off the internet. $5,000.
We cannot afford that.
Couple more months.
We will have no money between you spending money on DVDs again and this $5,000 table. We're not going to be able to afford hosting.
Well, okay. The only reason that table's $5,000 is because it's in the UK. There's got to be someone in America making that table.
Yeah, it's $10,000.
No.
We just need to figure out what room we're going to use and how we want to arrange it.
We're going to use the living room. We're going to.
Yep. Fuck that couch.
Sorry.
We're going to take over your bedroom. Yeah. Make you sleep in here.
Okay.
On this table.
It's got a place for your head right there.
Mm-hmm. Nice big place.
It's like sleeping in a keyhole.
A reverse keyhole. Because you can't.
You're right.
Yeah, I read that in the dictionary once. The old reverse keyhole.
Yeah.
You've done the reverse keyhole?
No.
Oh. It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think the scene works. I feel like
the scene does work. I just don't think his sudden, like, I'm sorry.
I feel like it works because it's Charles Grodin and the way. I feel like the scene in the car, whatever. I mean, it's fucking Beethoven. It doesn't matter.
This is good content. Keep going.
I just feel like, the scene in the car, like, paints part of, like, why he has this horrible, gruff exterior.
Yes.
Like, emotional.
Doesn't want to get attached to the dog.
Yeah, I mean,
even dad will come back and take it away.
Well, he even had this thing about earlier. He's like, it's going to run around, make a mess, chew on things, scratch things,
all true,
for about 10 years, and it's going to cost about 2 years in vet bills, and then we're going to, and then it's going to die, and we're never going to fully get over it. We're going to get another
finally
one.
settle down, and then it's going to die.
It's going to finally settle down.
Start all over again.
And
that's dogs.
It's like the George Carlin, you get a dog, it's like buying a tragedy. Buying a small tragedy.
Really is.
But anyway, I don't know. I just think because it's Charles Grodin, the scene works magnificently.
Okay.
More so than anything else.
Grodin sells the shit out of it for sure.
Look, Charles Grodin's a good actor. Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, he had to be because he was in character 24/7.
Yes, he never broke, but he broke in this scene just with a dog, just looking a dog in the eyes. Thankfully, this was using the real dog. We haven't really talked about the stunt dogs that appear in this film.
There are two kinds of stunt dogs.
There are two wildly different kinds of stunt dogs.
Yeah.
One's like a Grant Page stunt dog. He's like, fuck it, I did.
Not that kind.
I like set it on fire.
No.
Like Super Dave stunt dogs.
Not those kinds of stunt dogs.
Wearing a jumpsuit.
There is the occasional animatronic dog when they need the dog to go zoinks, or some sort of,
or when they're abusing the animal.
Yes.
Yeah. Then there's a man in a dog suit. There's a man in a Beethoven suit,
which for the most part is pretty good.
Doesn't look terrible.
The only time you're like, that's not a dog, is when Beethoven is rescuing the child out of the pool, and you're like, nope, absolutely not. That's not a dog. Totally not a dog.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but when humans doggy paddle, our arms go differently than how dogs' arms go, so it's going to inherently look wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, their arms bend differently than how we do, and so when they dog paddle, it's like,
The stuntman should have committed.
Oh, sure, just like separate his, reverse his elbow or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The old elbow reverse.
Yeah.
You got to do it like this.
I mean, I guess if they could have hired Andy Serkis, he probably would have figured out some way to.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
Less Paul his arms into some like fucking weird shit.
You get Doug Jones in there, put him in the dog suit, and he could bend all different ways. That man doesn't have joints. All his bones are floppy. Just any which way, whatever you need. He's a human jellyfish. That man.
Yes.
So anyway,
actually, now that we brought up Andy Serkis, I have to say, if he was doing the mocap for the dog, it would be a flea circus.
Yep.
I just because I said that when we were watching.
Sure. Yeah. Bring it up again. So
I figured.
Yeah.
Now's the time for the joke.
The secretary tells Charles Grodin the dog has to stay an extra night because the man who kills the dogs is off today.
Yeah.
And would you like us to bill you for the bullet, basically? That's not what she says, but that's basically...
bill you for the boarding.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just... That's
they
basically...
also don't use bullets to put dogs
I'm
down,
not...
Chuck.
I'm making
Generally
a joke
speaking,
about 7 different things, but I'm just saying, she's like, we can't kill your dog today. It's going to have to stay here overnight. We'll send you a bill. You're like, the fuck you will.
I forgot about the the firing squad.
Yeah.
They used to send you a bill for
Yes.
the bullet. Yeah, that's fine.
So anyway, he's like, yeah, whatever, send me the bill. So he goes home with the leash and the collar and just like plops it on the table. And all the kids are like, fuck you, Dad.
No, just the youngest one walks out and goes, dog murder! And that's her job.
Yeah. And then eventually at some point they're just like, hey, Dad, remember Beethoven? He was cool, right? And they're like, yeah, let's go get Beethoven.
Well, he and Bonnie Hunt are talking outside, and she's just like, I can't believe you didn't discuss this. Like, what if the littlest kid was right and Dean Jones was lying? I don't remember anybody's names.
She was
His
like,
name
what?
was Dean Jones. You got that right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his character's name's not
Vinick.
that.
Oh, Valak.
Yeah, exactly.
Valak.
I'm just saying, youngest kid was whatever.
Emily.
Right.
Emily, okay. And
I only remember that.
But yeah,
'cause I looked it up.
she's like, you listen to this stranger instead of your child.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
what
you
kind of
wanna go
monster
talk to her
are you?
before it's too late? Like,
Yeah.
go talk to him and find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so they all just show up at his
Well,
door.
they established earlier that the kids listen to their private conversations through this, not very soundproof,
right.
Yes.
French door.
Yes.
Which is open.
Yes.
Right. So Oliver Platt and Stanley Tucci have shown back up to take take Beethoven to the dog murder barn that they have, where it's just a bunch of dogs in cages.
No, they go to the veterinary's office first, and he confronts Dean Jones.
No, they've already taken Beethoven away. They've taken Beethoven to the murder barn.
dog murder.
Yes,
facility.
they did. They took
That's
him
what I'm
there.
saying. Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt showed up to take the dog away.
But the
And also
Charles
the Jack
Wishbone,
Russell Terrier.
yeah.
Beethoven has met back up with the Jack Russell Terrier a few times, brought him some scraps. They have since kidnapped that dog.
Wishbone is homeless,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes. Yeah. Beethoven didn't do shit for Wishbone. Brought him like...
Wishbone didn't do shit for Beethoven.
No, I know, but I can't believe we're saying these sentences.
Dems the brakes. Wishbone.
Yeah, I got you.
So anyway, Wishbone has also been taken and is at the murder palace. So they show up at the front door of the vet, the entire family, just all talking at once. Where's Beethoven? Give us our dog. Blah 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 blah. And
Dean Jones or like the what's her name? Rice.
Rice,
Yeah.
yes, Rice.
I was like, what grain product is she again? Oatmeal. Yeah.
risotto.
Barley. My daughter.
Yes.
Hops.
Yes, my daughter hops.
She's like, I'm gonna go get our dog, and then like Dean Jones kind of grabs him, and that's when Charles Grodin's like, "Don't you touch my daughter!" and grabs him by the arm, and is like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Well, he's raring back to hit her.
Yeah.
Like
kind of, yeah. And he
Doug
just-
Jones is getting mean.
but he grabs his arm, and it's like the whole fake bandage isn't there anymore because he just
He also doesn't scream,
Yeah.
Because he said he had to get 32 stitches or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Charles Grodin's pissed.
and then he punches him and knocks him into a dog cage, and they're all just like, "Hey, we won, but we didn't get our dog back."
Bonnie Hunt's like turned on, and all the kids are like, "Holy shit, Dad's cool." Yeah, but they're like,
They just go to call the police. They go out to a phone booth,
Yes.
and which was a big glass box where there was a landline, which is
A telephone, which you paid a
connected to
small
wire.
fee.
I don't know
Yeah.
what these things are.
Yeah.
You're older than God. You know what that is.
Not older than God.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
exactly.
I predate God.
He's 6 days younger.
Yes. I oversaw the dinosaurs. That was my department. I fucked that up, okay?
Well, the meteor guy didn't get the memo.
No, I told him.
Chuck was the meteor guy, actually.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was the other guy skinnier?
They're birds now, so. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. No, the other guy was vegetarian.
I get you. Anywho, third base.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah, so Charles Grodin's hit them. They've gone out to the phone booth to call the police, and they're like, hey, Dean Jones, or the police are just like,
The
whatever.
police are like, what do you want us to
yeah,
do?
Please
it's a
don't give a
fucking
shit.
dog. We don't care. And
Which is weird because like the media in this town has literally broken in to regular broadcasts.
after like, he's been caught or whatever, or something. I don't know.
No. They when Beethoven is watching television and turns the TV on, he's watching. There's like a news break in the middle of the movie where it's just like dog napping is happening in town anyway. Back to your local regular scheduled program.
Right.
It's like,
That's because he was watching the Lon Chaney werewolf movie.
Yes.
Yeah, they broke into that. Like,
yes. Your dogs are being stolen anyway. Back to the late movie.
11 p.m. Do you know where your dogs are?
But yeah, fuck. Anyway, so he punches in there. It's like, all right, well, we'll follow him. Maybe we can find Beethoven. So they follow him to the puppy mill. I mean, the puppy food mill, I guess you would say it. It is a puppy mill because they're just milling puppies.
To the murder shack.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes,
They follow him in the family truckster.
Yeah, and then Charles Grodin's like, if I'm not back in 15 minutes,
Just wait longer.
Call the police.
Right.
So sneaks in and Gary Busey / Batman's his way up to a skylight.
Well, okay. So wait, hold on.
Yes.
Before this, Dean Jones he's done two things. He's like, prepare Beethoven for my bullet,
Murder.
and also bring me a little dog for this tray of syringes with chemicals in them.
And it's like 30 syringes on a
Yes.
tray, and they're all needle up.
Yeah, that's a not proper medical procedure
It's
for
also
syringe-
foreshadowing.
It is, but yeah, there are, I don't know, 24 needles on this table, all filled with
Various
reanimator
colors.
stuff.
One's got the gamma goo from the Hulk, and the other one's
Yeah.
got reanimator goo. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
One's got
just
ectoplasm.
Kool-Aid in it.
Yeah, the other one's got ectocooler.
Yeah. So shenanigans. They
Well, obviously because Beethoven is omniscient and omnipowerful, he's like, oh, they're going to murder me, and starts fighting back with Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt.
they're trying to forcibly remove the Jack Russell. To, I would guess they're going to use that dog to test the chemicals.
Right.
And Beethoven, man in a Beethoven suit, just starts headbutting the cage to get out. So
Kibble.
Beethoven's out, and then
water.
it's Beethoven shenanigans chasing them around. Like
Right.
they are man. Stanley Tucci just starts screaming like like an idiot,
Like Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, I mean,
high pitched, just.
what the fuck is that? Big Trouble. Big Trouble, the one
Yeah.
that he's in. Like, he does that scream a lot, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And I think, so what? Dean Jones is finally about to shoot Beethoven. They get control of him, and they're holding on to him. And
This
Dean
is
Jones is like, fuck it, Batman time.
Oh yeah, he's full Batman villain, like gun in frame, camera tight on both the gun and Dean Jones as he's gonna shoot Beethoven between the eyes, and that's when Charles Batman Grodin comes through the skylight and just lands on them all. Should have died. Charles Grodin is 56 years old in this movie.
His knees were immediately pulverized. And so, what's about to happen next? So they're like fighting, and
because Bonnie
Dean Jones.
Carl Grodin basically manages to take out Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt.
Yeah, he fell on them primarily.
But Dean Jones is like, you mess with the wrong man.
Yeah.
And then Wishbone, who has gotten free, comes up and just starts
just bites him in the dick.
breaking his balls.
He wished,
Oh,
for,
yeah,
he
he's-
wished for a
he's-
bone, and he got it.
He's giving him the business. He's just breaking his balls.
15 yards.
He's got his wish Joan.
Stop it.
What?
Too many episode titles.
All right.
So Bonnie Hunt is like, didn't listen to anything Charles Grodin said and was just like, okay, I'm going to go get your dad.
She wasn't going in. She was calling the police. She'd waited the 15 minutes, and she was just like, lock the doors. I'm going to this other
if
phone
I'm not
booth.
back in 15 minutes,
And then
you
the
kids call the
And
police.
then the kids were like, Beethoven is in trouble. We got to help.
They hear the gunshot.
Oh, yeah.
Because when Charles Grodin comes through the skylight, the gun goes off. So the kids are like, cheese it. We're going to rescue Beethoven. And they're all like, you don't have a driver's license, child. And child's like, whatever, I'm a child. So
he drives the family truckster through
the building,
a few doors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then rams it into the cart that was holding all of the chemicals.
Right, which
propels it into Dean Jones's midsection.
All 30 of them directly
Holy
into Dean Jones.
Shit. This movie is, man, just, you see these things happen and you're just like, what the?
It's a cartoon. The whole movie is kind of a cartoon.
It is, but when you see it live action, it just takes on a whole nother. This child drove a car into a building, hit a cart filled with syringes that all landed inside this dude. To which he just slumps back, gets a weird smile on his face, and then you're like, did he die?
Oh, yeah. Herbie was definitely fully loaded. Sorry. What?
It's fine.
I'm
just angry at myself
for
for not being first with these.
I don't think he was actually in that one, but was he?
No, he was in other Love Bug films,
Yes,
but that's fine. It's a good joke. It works.
So Charles Grodin beats the other two guys up.
He just punched Oliver Platt right in the face again. So he's punched two people.
And then they start like letting all the dogs free.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they set all the dogs free, and
yeah, the kids and Bonnie Hunt, or no, not Bonnie Hunt, just the kids.
The kids see Oliver Platt and Stanley Tucci run off, and are like, "Get him!"
Yeah,
right.
And that's when it sets off the dog chase. You know, like
through the farmers market.
Yeah.
through like the loading dock or something. You know,
well, they have like displays and stuff. I mean, it's more than a loading. It's like this is where the restaurants come to get their heads of lettuce.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, where the golden retriever comes to get his head of lettuce. Because one dog is like, cool, a snack.
Cabbage.
And just takes
dogs love cabbage.
They do.
Oh yeah.
Must love cabbage. They corner Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt, sort of.
Well, they jump over a fence.
They jump over a fence, and then they're like
Ha-ha.
celebrating, waggling their butts at the dogs.
As you do.
And gloating, like just gloating at a bunch of dogs. And
unbeknownst
meanwhile,
to them.
for
It's a little bit of the bookending, because I mean, I assume they jumped into what's her face's junkyard. From
that's
the
what I
beginning of the
assumed
movie.
that was
Sure,
her
yeah.
I mean,
junkyard
it
scene,
just kind of feels like that's the way you bookend a plot.
I mean, if this town has 2 junkyards, that would shock me. So
yeah.
this is probably that lady.
I just say they jump over, and then it's like 4 Dobermans come out, and it's like, oh, okay.
Remember Dobermans?
Yeah.
Remember when everybody was scared shitless of Dobermans?
The 80s were like
The funny thing
Doberman.
is, though, she asked for a pit bull, which was that was early on.
That was
Pit bull.
early.
That was,
yeah.
In
I was
'92,
shocked.
I would have not known what a pit.
Yeah,
I would have been
nobody
like,
knew
what
a
is
pit bull
that?
was.
Yeah.
But anyway, she got 4 Dobermans, and
Yeah, I feel like Dobermans and German Shepherds were the murder dogs for.
They were,
for
and then
And St. Bernards, because Cujo was scary as
yeah,
Yeah, I did say.
But, like, movie, like-
I know Cujo. Well, that's to me like that's like turning. I don't know. I never thought it. I've
shit.
never.
People were afraid of them.
I've never
for a
been
while.
afraid of Saint Bernard because like I think of the barrel of brandy rescue
Right.
dog.
Well, you're a
you know.
smart man.
Yeah, like I mean, like they're big, goofy, like hardy
Yeah.
dogs.
they are. They're real dumb,
Yeah.
sweet animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 Dobermans proceed to
4 Dobermans
practically
and
murder, Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt. So it's quite before this last.
there's a little coda at the end where
Sure,
it's like,
but like before that happens, you're like, did the 3 main villains die?
yeah, because Dean Jones does kind of slump over and give like a open-eyed like
Not like I'm on the drugs and I'm enjoying myself, but more like, all right,
I'm dying.
I'm dead. Happy but dead. Yeah, but anyway, there is a coda where they're all watching the local news, and they've indicted these people on 100 accounts of animal cruelty. And they interview Charles Grodin, and they're like, "So, do you like dogs now?" And he's like, "Well,
do you like that?
sure, I guess." And then they interview Beethoven.
Oh yeah, she gets down to get a soundbite from Beethoven, and he's just
And Beethoven says woof.
Yes.
As you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, it's over. Except that they've adopted all the
They
dogs.
adopted all the dogs.
Because they basically have a Walton's style goodnight. Like, goodnight, Beethoven.
Goodnight,
and then it's like,
Wishbone.
yeah, but goodnight, all
Good
the other
night,
dogs.
other dogs that we had to adopt for some dumb reason. Yep, they now have a house full of dogs.
Yep.
What about all the owners of those dogs? Like, there were owners. Those dogs were stolen from people.
Well, most of them were stolen from the pound or from the pet store. technically
Some
those
of
would be
them.
the property
Oh,
of the
maybe
pet
those
store.
were the puppies.
But
yeah.
this also like a year goes by of Beethoven growth. So
yeah, that's right.
where are these
been a
dogs
while.
from? They're all strays. You look at them; they're dirty.
You're dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew,
Yeah,
Beethoven's
except you
over.
can wash those dogs.
Right. Yeah.
You're just gonna be shitty tomorrow. I don't
Jeez.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't like your anti-dog rhetoric. I jumped on it a little too hard. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
God damn.
Those were all 13 out of 10 good boys. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heckin' good doggo.
Look, man. Maybe I swung back around a little too hard. People accused me of not liking dogs, and I was like, "You can go.
You go fuck yourself.
You go suck a fuck." I love dogs.
Dogs are the best. You shut your face.
I've just happened to unfortunately be allergic to too many of them, so by and large, I
got
have to be careful with dogs.
Right.
Get yourself a poodle.
Yeah, poodles are fine. I don't. They're not my favorite breed though. I know they're safe, but
Yeah, I don't like poodles much
Yeah,
either.
They're crazy.
They smell like they almost always smell because
They just look weird.
well they got the matted fur thing. And
Yeah,
they almost smell
they're
bad.
poodles. Yeah.
No dander though.
Yeah, it's
They're
fine.
hypoallergenic. They're good dogs.
Anyway, Beethoven ends with the second playing of Roll Over Beethoven by Paul Schaefer and the world's
And the
most
CBS
dangerous band.
Orchestra.
Nope. Before that.
Yeah, the world's most dangerous band.
Yeah. So yeah, Beethoven is over, and that's when we get interesting quirks in the credits, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in this movie as Child One, and
Jake Sisko,
Jake Sisko
Sir Lofton
from Deep Space Nine was in this as another child.
Sarah
Or
McLachlan. what?
Skateboarder One is who I think he was.
Yeah. What was his name? Sir Lofton?
Yeah.
I think that's his name. Yeah. Sirach.
So Beethoven's over.
And this is where we rate it.
We do.
Uh-huh.
Go.
I don't know.
I mean, for the most part, this movie was dumb, 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 dumb. But I really like the end. Like, I feel like it brings it together by the end. I don't know. I just like for the most part, I was not with this movie, and
Okay.
then like all of a sudden, it gets me by the end. Like
Okay.
it
pulls the like it
hits
it pulls the emotional stops out and
it just hits a
and-
weird out of left field emotional beat because
Yeah,
like for the
same.
most part, it's like I don't like I said I don't like this genre. I don't like the like we're all being shitty, but you're the bad guy. It's like
yeah.
okay, that's irrational.
I feel like a lot of that is kind of played for comedy.
Like I said,
and
it's
it
just-
and it works. Like the beginning of this movie is just
There are comedy stylings that go through time. Think about,
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that we joke about that were killed at another point in time. Like that cadence we always do, that's a joke now, but it's like that was how comedy actually was. Like, say, boy, do you want to do the thing? And it was like, if you did that, people are just like, wow, nobody talks like that. That's funny. You know, and it's like, that was a thing. And it's like, this is just throughout time, comedy stylings change. And like,
What?
this.
you want how many tuppence for a cabin? Oh.
I mean, like, this thing of like we're all going to be shitty non-humans, like not acting like any normal rational complete person would be, except the plot says this guy's the fucked up one.
Yeah.
You know, that to me was just like I'm done with that. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I will give it a single jacks because I think by the end I don't think there are worse things. I'd rather watch this than like a buddies movie because there is still something that's like kind of genuine and pure and live action cartoony about this because like to be fair, they don't really add a lot of like boinks or zings or like sound effect things really.
No, the most egregious it gets is the animatronic dog
Yeah.
faces, where it's just like we need the dog to make a face that a dog can't do.
Right. And I mean it's just like, you know, you think about like the buddies movies, it's just like it's all fart noises and can door, you know,
Boinks
like,
and zinks,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
just saying it's like they go to the sound effects
You're
archive.
remembering the bad
No.
Buddies movies.
I
You
remember
should watch
them all.
Space Buddies.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying there's sort of a charm to be had about this era of zany when it was like still kind of acceptable. That Looney Tunes, like when you break it down, you're like, the fuck? Like this is about a hunter chasing a rabbit. You know, like this is about this thing wants to eat this other thing. You know, like I mean, it's actually really horrific if you break it down, and all the ways they try to murder each other. And but like I said, when you say to somebody, this is a movie about Dean Jones, Disney's Dean Jones wants to put an explosive bullet between the brain pan of a great or Saint Bernard.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucked up on paper.
It's a fucked up plot. It really is.
Yeah, and other shenanigans happen.
That's the thing I really want to know. Was John Hughes mad that it went that far, or was he mad that it didn't go further?
Right.
Like, I want to know what the reason was he took his name off of it. Was it too far, or you watered this down?
How could that be too far for the guy that, as we said, gave necrosis of the skull to Joe Pesci in Home Alone? like I don't know.
Well, I mean, Joe Pesci didn't really suffer.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, when you break down the doctor examines everything that happens in the Home Alone movies, it's like, this is fucking horrific.
Okay.
But that was also like a cartoon. Sure. So,
given how John Hughes kind of wrote Home Alone for the rest of his career, I have to wonder if this was the dog is left home alone, the two goofs are trying to break in and steal the dog, Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt, and the dog has to save the day. I wonder if that was the original script.
It probably was.
That's, yeah.
And then someone came along and said, no, how about we get the Disney guy who wants to pull a bullet in that dog's head?
Okay. He just thinks that dachshund's so ugly, he wants to fucking murder it. So, just keep making all the Dean Jones Disney movie references.
That's fine, yeah. So one jocks?
Yeah, one jocks.
Okay.
Just, like I said, I that was a left field out of seriously out of left field, because I was like feeling almost nothing throughout most of that movie, and then that line happened, and it was just like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like what the shit? Anyway.
Yeah, it's a hard hitting scene, man. But anytime, look, I mean, anyone who's ever had a pet, you look an animal in the eyes and you basically have to say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
That's the worst, and that is the hardest thing to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my brain glitched when you said your rating. Could you repeat it?
I didn't say my rating.
You didn't say. Okay, good.
He said one.
I know he said one.
Do you want me to rate it?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Beethoven. I think it's not egregiously terrible. But I think it's helped along the way by having this cast. I think this cast is amazing for this kind of movie, and that helps it a lot.
Yes.
Because I can tolerate Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt playing these characters because it's Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt.
Yes.
Like, if it was two goofs that you'd never seen before and were like, some local comedians from the Chuckle Hut or something, and you're just like... These or some morning zoo fuckheads,
or no, think about it. Mad TV castmates,
something like that.
Yeah.
Just that kind of like your level of zany really irritates the shit out of me.
I don't mean that about all Mad TV. There are some good people on there,
right? But there is a level of like theatrical comedy that Mad TV does, where it's just like ew.
Yeah.
But no,
like that pretty guy that always looked like he was wearing eyeshadow. Like that guy was like,
sure,
terminally unfunny. Just like, I don't know, it was just awful.
Yeah. So I really like the cast. I don't think the comedy is Grodin worthy. Yeah. Okay. I love Charles Grodin. I just love Charles Grodin. So he's doing the thing I want him to do. The dog is cute. The cast is great. I'm giving it 2 jocks. I think it's not the best dog movie. Hell, I think some of the Buddies movies are better than this. But for a time where this movie doesn't exist anymore, like no one makes this kind of movie anymore with this cast and that dog, it's pretty good.
I should also point out, like, Stanley Tucci is probably in my top 5 favorite actors. Like, I adore that guy.
Oh, I wondered where the rest of that sentence was going. Like if it was in your...
Oh, that I want to fuck to...
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I mean, I probably wouldn't say no, but I mean, like, I'm just being honest.
Have you seen that video of him making a Negroni? It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just like, he's probably in my top 5 favorite actors. Like, he's just really solid.
Well, now we've seen 2 of his films.
I've
Beethoven and Space Chimps.
I've seen a few others. Just
okay.
one.
I'm just saying, as part of the historical record.
Sure. Right. I mean, I'm the guy that dropped the fucking imposters out of nowhere.
You did.
I was like, wait a second, Big Night and
the imposters.
They work together a lot, don't they?
Yeah. It's because they became friends on the Beethoven set.
Probably, yes. This is where it all began. You had to have a dog day afternoon before you can have a Big Night.
Hard to rate this one.
Okay.
It's weird. It's not like... It's definitely not a bad movie. Grodin is selling the shit out of his character. Chris the dog is great. We love Chris the dog here. I hate the children.
Yeah, these are some. I mean, the youngest one is cute, but she's not a good actress at all. But like the other two are bad.
They're just shouty. Like that's their job is to be shouty children, which is what we did in the 90s.
I mean, like I said, the youngest one just looks like she was cast off a headshot, and then they like got her in, and it was like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, think about all the auxiliary kids in Home Alone. Like those are just shouty monsters for the most part. Yeah, because there were like
I know
there were what 11 of them.
Yeah, the kid I hated. I've hated that kid that ate all the cheese pizza the most out of like my entire life.
Yeah,
the one that like pisses the bed to or whatever. Like I fucking hate that kid. And from Home Alone.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know. Milton.
His name's on the tip
I feel
of
like
my brain.
it's like I feel like anytime you want a nerdy kid, it's Milton.
Sure.
But, you know.
Yeah. Spencer, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
who knows?
But yeah, the kids are shouty nonsense people. Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt are great. Dean Jones is great. Bonnie Hunt's fine. It almost feels really weird that we're watching it. Like, I don't know that this is a BMFcast movie, except for the fact that it's like zany hijinks.
And it's August. We're running out of dog movies.
Yeah.
No, there's lots of bad dog movies. Bad dog.
So yeah, it's weird. I kind of feel like it doesn't belong here. And that's why it's like, get out of here, boy, get.
Yes, throw rocks at Beethoven. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
So I'm gonna give it 2 jocks. Because it's pretty good, but it's not our thing.
I was rating it simply on how strongly I've basically just taken it to like how strongly would I recommend or disrecommend. Like I don't know what's just the right word. Unrecommend. Just
Not
caution.
Not recommend.
Caution you against. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll just change words.
Warn.
I don't think there's a Greek version of flipping the meaning of that around.
I'm gonna disrecommend this.
Yeah. Say that's how I look at it. It's the bags and jocks thing now. Is just like 5 is like fuck yes, you stop what you're doing because this movie's about to ruin.
It's about to ruin. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to say like Beethoven is a strong recommend, but that's also because Beethoven is not our audience, and it's not our, it's not our wheelhouse. So, yeah. Hard to give it a number, but I guess I got to give it a 2.
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, this movie made $150 million.
Yeah.
People hated it. People were like, "Fuck that thing."
Why did people hate it?
Because it's just nonsense. It's just.
It made $150 million, so not everybody hated it.
I know, but it's one of those things that came out that made a ton of money. That
I mean, the guy made $1 million.
It's in that regard. It's not a highly regarded movie in terms of like.
Okay.
That's a good dog movie. It is.
That's
big studio trash.
And they made 8 more.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just wait till we get to the Judge Reinhold era.
I like Judge Reinhold.
Where he takes over for Charles Grodin. Good old.
Oh, see that completely changes the dynamic.
He might be
Judge
like
Reinhold can't be like a mad dude.
He might be like Charles Grodin's brother that they dumped the dog. They're just like, here, take care of this goddamn dog. He's eating our entire house.
Maybe
wacky
he's been
man.
given power of attorney over the dog since he's a judge.
He's a judge. Yeah.
He's going to be wacky.
Uh-huh.
He?
There's no way around that. Like he can't carry the
Now,
Charles Grodin
if he
torch.
brings along his partner from Beverly Hills Cop, that guy could do it.
Sure.
Whatever that guy's name was. I don't know that actor's name. I'm sorry.
John Astin.
Aston?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. John Aston is Gomez, right?
Ashton. Sorry.
Oh.
I misspoke.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Isn't that Gomez?
Yeah. Yeah, he plays his brother.
Okay.
All right.
His IMDb picture has him in a cowboy hat.
Of course it does. Why not? He's Judge Reinhold. He can do what he wants.
What the fuck? No one would ever look at Judge Reinhold and think, "Oh yeah, I remember you from that cowboy movie."
All right, I got to look this up now.
Does it say what movie it's from?
No.
Oh.
It's his official IMDb photo.
Okay.
It might not be from a movie. It's just.
I think it's just like, hey, cast me in your cowboy movie.
No, they just like.
That's
just him.
He's
That's
like
just how
a
he is at home.
Reinhold cowboy.
There you go. There it is. Judge Reinhold has been in over 75 motion pictures. Man, I really read that wrong. 75 motion picture television roles.
66
times.
movies. We should probably wrap this episode up.
What?
We're still rambling about Judge Reinhold and
Whatever, people don't care. People
ramble a
listen
little
for they're just driving.
Oh.
Driving a train. Driving a truck.
High on cocaine.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal, just trying to make a buck. So go to the website, which is bmfcast.com, and check out all the things there. That will take you to all of the socials and all that crap. And then go to patreon.com/bmfcast and throw some money at us for all of the extra content that we provide you there. Or throw some money at us just because we appreciate the support and help keeping the lights on in the studio and all that, and keeping all these fancy microphones going. You know, they cost a lot of money to maintain. So, yeah, patreon.com/bmfcast.
Mm-hmm.
You will want to be on the Patreon in about 2 weeks' time for a really dumb thing that's going to happen.
Oh no, there's more dumb things going on?
A really, really dumb thing is going to happen that I have suckered Harlow into doing.
Oh my god.
Oh god, what do I don't know about? Oh shit, no, I do know about it.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay.
So in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a thing where you're like, oh, those guys can't do that. Yeah, we're doing that. So
yeah, I forgot about our challenge. Yeah.
So in a week's time...
Are you going to watch the other 7 Beethoven movies?
Well, that was an option, but we've got a better one that will be less painful, I think.
When will you be announcing this?
You want to tune into the next episode of BMFcast Extra.
We'll tell you in about 5 minutes.
Yes. But yeah, it's a real dumb thing. It's going to be super dumb.
You should probably announce that like on a podcast or something. Like,
we will the next
not the extra, but like announce it to.
Well, okay.
I feel like we should go ahead. Yeah, let's just fucking announce.
You want to say it? Okay.
Yeah, why not? Because I mean,
tell it to
time.
Tell it to the folks.
Okay, so we were going to be out of town. Those plans ended for reasons. So I came up with an idea. I said, you know how we usually do one podcast on the weekend? What if we did 6? So we are going to watch Blood Fist 2 through 4, and then 6 through 8. Blood Fist.
Why are you skipping 5?
5 co-stars Steve James in his final film appearance, and we don't feel like that should be an extra.
Appreciate that.
The thing about the Blood Fist movies is that he never plays the same character twice. They are all sequels in name only. So doesn't matter.
So Blood Fist 2,
Don
3,
the Dragon
4,
Wilson, is that what these are?
6,
Yes.
7, 8?
Yes.
Wow.
We've done the first one on Extra already.
We did the first one.
Prime.
It was
Okay,
was one of these.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, there's just like, we're never going to get to the end of that series. We can't do them all in any kind of, that would just, why don't we just do them all at once? So
expect that fun bit of where we try to keep straight. Like I could barely keep straight what happened in one movie, and then I'm going to watch 3 in a row. And...
No. We're gonna movie podcast.
Gotcha,
So we will not get lost. I'm sure we will have it all straight.
We'll probably have to get a couple extra cards just to make sure we don't fuck this up.
Okay.
They don't have to be very.
We'll come
large.
up with an organizational system.
Well, yeah, I just mean like trying to shuffle SD cards and not fuck it up will be.
You're right. We'll do it. And
Well,
you guys should tune in.
I can just offload it to the computer and make folders.
Okay.
Each time.
But yeah,
We'll
that's,
figure it out.
That's a real dumb thing. BJ, you're welcome to come by that weekend and watch some Blood Fists with us.
Oh God, I'm probably busy.
Well, if your plans fall apart and you have time for a Blood Fist, maybe not all Blood Fists, but one.
I just have time for one blood fist.
Hey guys, I got one Blood Fist in me.
Well, that's actually why I'm not available, is because I have a Blood Fist in me. So I'm having it removed for that weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you got time.
I have all the time in the world.
Oh God. So anyway, that's the dumb thing.
Okay.
Tune in.
That's ambitious.
We're bringing the Kentucky jellies.
So y'all are going to do it
Bring it
like
back,
a Saturday, Sunday sort of thing?
We're debating about spreading it over 3 days.
I want to do it over 2.
He wants to do it over 2.
He suggested 3.
Well, I said you're already going to be out Friday, and we would have been gone Friday
right.
anyway. I said,
yeah,
let's start let's try Friday, and if we feel like doing 3, we can do 3.
I don't have a
3 and
problem.
2. But if we want to bail, we can do 2 and 3.
I don't have a problem with that. I just my
3
initial
and 2.
my initial thought was let's do them all on the same day.
Oh, you're crazy.
But yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, maybe I'll drop in. Maybe I won't.
Okay,
I have my own things going on,
of course you do.
which I will be announcing soon.
Oh
It's a further teaser.
man,
So many teasers.
I think there was a teaser 2 weeks ago.
yep,
Okay.
That was a live stream only teaser, but this is an official teaser.
I see.
Okay.
Things are happening.
Things have already happened.
Oh,
Hashtag it's happening.
Yeah.
hashtag blood fist.
No. No.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
I am Harlow.
I am BJ,
I am Chuck.
and this is BMFcast Out. Goodbye, motherfucker.
Ding. Turn the page. Like Bob Seger.
Advance the film slide.
Isn't that like the noise it used to make on the read-along record things? Like
Sure, unless it was a Star Wars one, then you just got R2 blasting yeah, and the fucking noises beep boops at you.
That's my good R2D2.
Pretty much every single one that was like a licensed thing
Yeah, they had some like
had a
Tinkerbell noise or
special noise,
yeah.
like Tinkerbell. Yeah. Or the film strip thing would always go.
Yes. And then they invented projectors that would detect that sound and
Yeah,
auto turn it.
automatically, Yeah.
Those were rad.
Those things are cool.
They were cool.
I always liked to be the kid that was like advancing the film strip.
Me too.
That's nice.
I was that kid.
You mean like slides?
No, film strip.
No, it was a. It
was
was
like
like
a-
slides.
it was a
but it was all
slideshow,
in a
but-
reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a reel of film, but
don't fucking
it only
remember this
moved
at all.
one slide at a time. We went to cool schools.
Apparently.
We had slide projectors.
I was gonna say I think I remember a slide projector or two coming out.
It was like wasn't it a thing that like went in had a tape and a reel?
Yeah.
And the tape.
Yeah, there's
played-
no sound on the film. The sound came from the tape.
Yeah.
And the tape.
Oh wait, maybe I do remember that. Yeah, the synchronized. You had to like start.
There was like one slide at the very beginning that said turn to the next slide and press play on the tape. And then
Exactly, yeah.
the tape would ping, and then if you had one of the auto projectors, it would recognize that and flip the slide to the next one.
Maybe I do remember that a little bit, but I don't think we
It
utilized
was
it very
big
often.
white things, like it had just a big chunky projector in the front and a tape recorder bolted to the back of it.
Pretty much.
It
Yeah.
was rad.
I mean, I feel like we mostly did overhead projectors, like the clear writing. I feel like that's like 90%.
Yeah, but they'd
of my,
have like a.
This was like
I know when
you
you see a
education
film.
/ entertainment. There was always like Jiminy Cricket things.
Yeah, I
And,
feel like they always rolled. in-
Nuclear power is the safe alternative
all
for
that-
the future.
yes.
I mean, the thing is, I don't
Duck
really.
and Gover, kids.
I literally went to 2 schools. I went to an elementary school, and I went to like what was a middle.
Oh,
and
okay.
high
So
school.
surprised
I
you
went to
went to
like
one.
7
So,
different schools.
Yeah, I mean, so like, if we had
No
some of
way,
that
that's
in
good
elementary
thing.
school, which was probably when that would have been more relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
remember us doing it very much. Like, I don't remember us watching much shit in elementary school. I feel like we just learned all the time. Like, we didn't get to watch things. But like in high
I
school,
mean, this was learning. This was not fun.
Oh,
well,
no.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
well,
was-
in high school, it was like they always rolled in the tube TVs that were strapped to the
Oh, yeah.
to the thing with a
Yeah,
VCR or DVD.
Yeah, so you could watch the
but,
Gulf War.
I mean, I want to say we had DVD. Maybe that was just in college, but it was coming out like DVD would have come out in like '97, so I wouldn't have had it in high school.
It was either laser discs,
Yeah.
educational laser discs, or VHS.
Yeah, we had
cassettes.
VHS. We had VHS and in-house cable, and I swear to God, we got to watch the war.
We got to watch. Well, Channel 1 covered the war.
Yeah,
See,
the Hacienda.
We never had that. You're talking about Maria Menounos? That was on whatever thing? Because someone told me it was like, oh yeah, Maria Menounos used to be on TV every day.
Mine
in my
was
school.
Anderson Cooper, and this was like,
Wait, you had it?
yeah,
And how the fuck?
I can't, well, you're a
Channel
little bit older
1.
than me.
I was
Yeah.
a senior.
You had a different cast.
I was a senior the first year of
We
Channel
never
1.
had. What I'm saying is,
So
I
you
never
were
had
also
any.
you
of
also had a
these.
brain that retained things.
Yeah.
At that point.
We never had any like we had morning announcement things and that was it.
Yeah.
We never saw Channel 1 or I was like
Well,
I was like you fuckers got to see Maria Menounos like every day in high school. I'm like fuck you.
Yeah, they broadcast from the Hacienda every day.
Like, go fuck yourself.
It
Which
was
I'm sure they
rad.
did thinking about Maria Menounos. But,
Probably, yeah.
But I'm just I was like fuck you. We didn't get any of that.
My teachers were always so mad that they had to run that. They were like, "This is just ads." I was like, "Yeah, the ads are paying for the news, but it was mostly just ads for like Juicy Juice and shit."
Hawaiian Punch.
Gogurt.
Go.
You're not young enough for Gogurt to have been ads in your TV in your school.
How old do you think I am?
45.
Gogurt was popular
Yes.
after I was out of school. I'm trying to figure out when the
Is that
fuck
correct?
you think you were a kid.
I graduated in 93.
Yeah, I know. I don't think
Jesus.
Gogurt was invented then. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I know what Gogurt is, so.
Well, I know, but I feel like that
1998.
was... Yes.
Gogurt's 1998.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say there's
Chuck's
no
just
fucking
generalizing,
way
though.
you had
the
Gogurt.
90s, everything from the 90s is the same thing to me.
It's not.
Lunchables, Gogurt, Ecto Cooler.
He's just generalizing, though. Whatever.
Apparently you were a kid of the 80s. You graduated in 93. You didn't retain what was happening the first couple years of the 90s, and then you just remember all the shit that is like the later 90s.
I just remember the 90s as
That
they
is-
were. They were shit.
No, they weren't.
90s suck.
You had...
Gross. Fucking.
The 90s sucked for you because you had to work at Blockbuster or whatever.
Apparently.
Didn't work at Blockbuster. There was
Where'd you work in
Blockbuster
the
put us out of business. I worked at Movie World.
Oh, yeah. And the 90s sucked because you had to work at
Movie World.
Movie World.
I still don't understand how you have that. Like, I mean, when you're like faced against the 80s, like, you want to talk about a decade that sucks between one or the other. Throw out everything in the 80s and keep the 90s stuff if you're asking me, especially music.
Never.
Music fucking sucks in the 80s compared to
No.
And I'm a huge Prince fan, but give me everything else that like fucking came out in the 90s.
Give me all the Gogurt, motherfucker. That's what I want. I want the Gogurt.
This is why this group works, is because we each get our own thing.
Okay.
You get the 90s, I get the 80s, you get the Gogurt.
I also get the 90s. Some of the 90s.
yeah.
I guess I get more of the 2000s,
Okay.
but I ignored a lot of stuff in the 2000s. Because I was chasing pussy.
Did you catch it?
Nope.
Crushing it, brah.
Yeah.
What's that music? I ain't got time for that. Look over there.
No, I was running away from depression. Bye.
Ow.
What?
Stepped on my foot.
I didn't step on your
Stepped
foot.
on my toes.
My feet are where they always are. You put
I'm
your
sorry,
foot under
I
my
was
foot.
turning to socialize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was your first
Sorry
mistake.
about your toe.
It's okay. Don't worry about my toes, sis.
Anyway, I'm Harpco.
Yep.
I'm Fleep Flop.
I'm Gorgar.
You're Gorgar?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
Gorgar.
Gorgar.
Should I take us offline?
Yeah, take us
All
offline.
right.
I have a couple things to talk to you guys about.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just things I don't want specifics not to say on the internet. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Uh-oh. Yeah, by
Goodbye,
the way,
the
I put
internet.
a picture of him as...
Gogurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did,
Charles
like I
Gogurt?
said, I used Gary Oldman as Beethoven with a
Uh-huh.
caption that says Mozart goes.
It's
This
done.
is funny to me. It's like hey, look, it's our